10 matches packed into 1 hour of action in that main event. Oh no, mother, blood, blood. I'm John Renton with my review of AEW Dark, the final AEW Dark episode of the year, set inside Universal Studios. Let me know your thoughts on this show in the comments, please. Outside of the main event, the rest of the matches were just sort of there. So Excalibur and Taz on commentary. We start off with Anna Jay with Ty Conte versus Rekka Tahaka, and Rekka actually tried to Rekka her shit. Ha ha ha. No, I mean, I have to make some goofy jokes because, come on, who would I be if I didn't make really, really bad puns? Rekka actually did get some nice shots in. Anna has really improved and gets the Queen Slayer for the victory, beautifully scissoring her opponents to get the victory. It's always nice to see women do that. Scintillating camera work during this match, by the way. Anyway, Shivani then interviews Wardlow. That's immediately interrupted by Shawn Spears, and he says, hey, it's a powerbomb symphony, but we don't need that. And Wardlow's kind of fucking sick of Spears' shit, the whole accountability buddy thing. He's like, you're right, why don't you go out there and do your shit? But don't do any of that powerbomb symphony shit. And actually, that's probably going to become a t-shirt at some point. So anyway, the Blade with the Bunny took on Toa Leona. Toa actually did some good big man stuff, but the Bunny kept interfering, even got chased, and the Blade took over. Did eventually hit a loaded punch for the victory. Good, okay, whatever. Toa actually has a good look, and I'm glad that the Blade seems to be doing better. Since he made his battles with mental health well known, I hope that he's doing great, and I hope him and the Bunny are doing very well. So we get Wardlow versus Casanova, Powerbomb Symphony, one more time chance, and 4 Powerbombs for 3. My God, Wardlow is slowly getting over, and it's kind of good to see. And he's really enjoying it. Anthony Green cuts a promo. AEW Dark is the proving ground for young talents. He's going to prove to Tony Nese he isn't a stepping stone. And we get Diamante versus Shauna Reed. Shauna does, fire up a bit, hits a nice neck breaker at 1 point for 2. Diamante comes back with a drop kick in the corner, and Shauna's staring up at the spotlight and gets pinned. Then Anthony Green took on Tony Nese in a match that wasn't that bad. Green had some good fire after getting glommed early, and then there were some good near falls and some other good exchanges. And then eventually the running Nese did get countered, but not the second time. Running Nese 1, 2, 3, and Tony Nese gets the victory. And then we get Kylan King versus the Bunny. The Bunny is fine as a valet. She's not very good in the ring. Kylan King has potential and has really shined in the AEW Dark and Dark Elevation, pandemic phase, and has improved quite a bit since she's only been wrestling for a couple years and has a good look. The Bunny eventually did beat her, but down the rabbit hole, it wasn't a good way to, showcase Kylan King. I understand why they're trying to give the Bunny victories, but just keep her as a valet. So Bear Country took on the Acclaimed. It wasn't bad. Power versus heel tactics. At one point, they tossed Bowens on the stage, tossed him on the caster. And then they did some odd step spots where, Bear Boulder hurt his knee and then tried to do a power move later and couldn't. He got hit with the spear, 1, 2, 3. So there you go. As you can tell, again, not a lot to these matches. Sky Blue took on Ashley D'Amboise. It actually took me longer to say their names than it took for this match to happen. Sky Blue just beats her with a flatliner release. I don't know what the hell that was, but good. I mean, I'm not saying it was a sloppy move. I was like, unique. And Sky Blue gets a victory in a minute, maybe 50 seconds. And then Peter Avalon and Cesar Bononi took on Orange Cassidy and Wheeler Yuta in a match that I don't understand why it's happening. It had comedy. It had some okay moves. Cesar is not that good. He's just not. Nemeth and Taylor come out, and we get some messiness, more messiness, and eventually Orange Punch on Avalon for 3. I did like at one point, Wheeler Yuta had to practically get himself ready for Avalon to throw him. And then we get to Joey Janela with Kayla Rossi, the big old Amazon, versus Sonny Kiss in a no DQ match. Is this the blow-off to their feud? Look, I've never been the biggest fan of Joey Janela. He did bleed during, and I'm talking about as a worker. I'm not saying as a person, but just as a wrestler, I don't think he's that good. He works better in these kind of matches. Him and Sonny, they had the team, then they got back together, then they broke up like a couple weeks later, and they just boom. They had a match where Sonny Kiss won, and then Janela aligned with Kayla Rossi. In this, they use a lot of weapons. Sonny bled. Sonny almost brained himself doing a splash off a ladder, which looked painful. I hope he's all right. And I know this was taped a few weeks prior, but Kayla took some of the biggest bumps here, too, because she took a few headshots. But Sonny eventually does fall after a pile driver off the stage through a table, and Joey Janela gets the victory. Now, was this a bad match? No, it wasn't my favorite match, but it was at least something better than you would normally get on AEW Dark. I just don't know where they go with this feud from here. What are they going to do? Kayla Rossi on a pole. Vince Russo has struck again. I'm going to be honest, guys. I don't know if I'm going to review AEW Dark and Dark Elevation that much in the new year. We'll see. It totally depends, but anyway, it wasn't a bad episode. It was the main event at least had some, way to like hook people. But other than that, the rest of the matches were typical. Agree, disagree, what I said? Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Retlin. I'll see you soon.